Welcome! We're going to revisit another game in one of my favourite media franchises of all time. I'm of course talking Bond. James Bond. This game I'm looking at today is quite possibly my favourite Bond adventure from the PlayStation 2 era, 007 NightFire. This is from, of course, the Brosnan era of James Bond, and it does have the voice acting and likeness of Mr. Brosnan in the game. Now, I'm a big fan of the Brosnan films. I wish he'd done more, to be honest with you, because apart from, of course, King Connery, the best Bond ever, he's probably my second favourite. I just really like how he portrayed the character. And this is in the time before they took away all the gadgets and girls and modernised it. If, like me, you've got a little bit of nostalgia for that time, this is a game you definitely want to check out. Because firstly, it has a completely unique, purposely written Bond story. So if you're a bit bored of repeatedly watching Brosnan's 4 outings as James Bond, here's a brand new adventure, just for you. The story here is something I'm actually really quite passionate about, because it is just so good. It takes a lot of inspiration, I feel, from Moonraker and Thunderball. Be the judge of that yourself, let me know what you think in the comments. But it's just portrayed excellently. It's even got its own unique theme song, just like the movies get as well. And it's not bad. I had a thoroughly good time playing this, and the thing that kept me coming back more than anything else was I was just really enjoying watching it evolve, seeing what was going to happen next. I'm not going to give any spoilers, I never give spoilers, or at least I strive not to. I'm not perfect, I might make the odd boo-boo. It really should be played, it's very much of the era. It fits in perfectly. You've got the Bond girls, you've got the Bond girl who accompanies you throughout the adventure, as well as some others along the way. You've got the gadgets. Oh, I do miss the gadgets. I like the gadgets. Who didn't grow up pretending their watch could shoot a laser beam when they were a kid? It's just good, harmless fun. And of course, the gunfights. Now, this is played from a first-person perspective. Your default weapon, as in the majority of Bond games, at least the ones I've played, is your trusty Wolver PPK. What else would you want it to be? You can put it into silence mode or normal, that's up to you. So if you want to approach something a little bit stealth-like, it gives you that option. And of course, you can acquire guns along the way from the baddies that you take down. And there's a good selection. Shotguns, machine guns, sniper rifles play quite a good part in it. There's a really good sniper level, it's probably one of my favourites actually. And there is another side to it as well. You get to go in the vehicles. One of my favourite parts of any Bond game is generally actually the driving parts, the vehicle combat. Who doesn't want to get behind the wheel of an Aston Martin that shoots guns? Why wouldn't you want that? This has quite a decent amount of vehicle combat in it, and there's also quite a bit of variety. So yes, of course, you get the expected Aston Martin, and that is still my favourite bit. This one can shoot missiles and send out smoke bombs, as well as go underwater as a submarine. And they say SUVs are multi-purpose. But there's other parts. You get to be in a plane where it plays a little bit like an on-rail shooter, where you're in charge of the guns while your accompanied person, I don't want to say who, because again I don't want to spoil the story, is doing the flying for you. And there's the same bit actually where you're on the back of a snowmobile. They're all really good fun, they're done well. The thing is with a Bond game, it's a bit like a Bond film. If you go in there expecting innovation, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not the point of it. There's so many other things out there which can innovate, and did very well. That's not what Bond's for. He's almost there to be a bit of a stable, so you know what you get. And if you like it, you'll play the games. If you don't, you're probably not even watching this video. Why would you watch something about James Bond if you don't like James Bond? But if you are, I'm grateful you're here. Subscribe. It's just done as it should be. I really enjoy the first-person perspective. It just plays as it should. There's no jankiness, there's no real glitches. Now, obviously, as you can see from the gameplay that I'm putting over me talking, it's very much of the PlayStation 2 era. It's a PlayStation 2 game, so if you're going to compare it to the latest and greatest, you're going to be disappointed. But if, like me, you enjoy retro games, this is just a really good fun one. You forget about whether it's the best graphics in the world, they're good enough to make you enjoy the game. They get the story across, they get the action across, the gameplay's quite tight, it works really well. you can forget about everything and just engage in a bit of harmless escapism where you're playing as Bond and kicking ass. Of all the PlayStation 2 games, this is, I do think at least, my favourite. I'm going to be revisiting the vast majority of the Bond games over the next few months. I've actually just replayed 3 or 4 of them, 3 so far. So I've got upcoming videos about those, and I'll do others as I play them and I can bring them to you. So if you want to see them and you want to press subscribe so you don't miss out, that'd be fantastic. If not, I am grateful just for you watching this so far, and I'll have lots of other normal stuff coming out as well. But let me know, where do you stand on the best Bond game ever? Do you still think it's GoldenEye on the N64? Is it the GoldenEye remake on the PS3, which nobody else likes apart from me? Probably unlikely. I'd love to hear from you all. As far as I'm concerned, NightFire is one of James Bond's best games of all time. It's probably my most replayed one, if I'm honest. It's the one I went straight to when I decided I wanted to play a Bond game on the PS2. I think there's 5 to choose from, and this was instantly the one I wanted to play first. I love it. I'd love to hear your feedback on what you think of this game. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Ta-da!